This is Harlots of Spooktalk, the Enfield Poltergeist.
Oh, you think you got away?
This program contains discussions of paranormal activity, frightening accounts, strong language, and themes that may not be suitable for younger audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Good evening, Spooklings, and welcome back to Harlots of Spook Talk. Tonight we're diving into one of the most chilling and controversial paranormal cases ever recorded, the Enfield Poltergeist. What began as seemingly innocent attempt to communicate with spirits through a Ouija board would soon spiral into years of terror. Strange knocks echoed through the walls, furniture moved on its own, objects flew across the rooms. Two young sisters claimed they were targeted by an unseen force. Was it a genuine haunting, a poltergeist unlike any other, or was it an elaborate hoax? Decades later, people are still debating on what really happened inside that house in the Enfield.
The Enfield case became worldwide news in the late 1970s. Journalists, paranormal investigators, police officers, and even skeptics witnessed events they couldn't easily explain. Reports described levitating children, disembodied voices, and terrifying encounters that left the entire night. We'll examine the evidence, the eyewitnesses' testimony, and the darker stories that often get left out of the documentaries and movies.
And if the stories are true, whatever entered that home may have been invited in. Many believe the family's troubles began after experimenting with the Ouija board, opening a door that couldn't close. Whether you believe in ghosts, demons, poltergeists, or none of the above, some of the recordings and photographs connected to the case remain deeply unsullied to this day. So dim the lights, lock your doors, and maybe don't answer if you hear knocking for an empty room.
Before we begin, today's episode is sponsored by Handful. Summer heat is here, and whether you're hitting the gym, walking the neighborhood, or just trying to stay comfortable during these scorching days, Handful has you covered. Handful, all-day flattering sports bra designed for comfort, support, and confidence. Handful's sports bras are perfect for staying cool while looking great all summer long. Get 30% off with promo code HOST, that's HOST, and you can find the link below. Now, grab your spooky beverage, settle in, and join us as we uncover the mystery behind one of the most famous hauntings of history. Could the Enfield Poltergeist have been real?
Or was something much darker behind the headlines?
This is Harlots of Spooktalk, the Enfield Poltergeist.
Exposing the chilling truth behind the Enfield Poltergeist. You won't believe what happened in North London in 1977. The Enfield Poltergeist case is one of the most infamous hauntings in history. It all started when the Hodgson family began experiencing terrifying, unexplained events in their home. Picture this: furniture moving on its own, strange knocking sounds and eerie voices echoing through the hall. Even the police and paranormal investigators were baffled by what they saw. Some claimed it was a hoax, while others were convinced it was a genuine haunting. Fast forward to today, and the Enfield Poltergeist still captivates our imagination. From documentaries to horror films like The Conjuring 2, this case has left an indelible mark on pop culture. But what truly happened in that modest North London home? Is it fact or fiction? So the mystery remains unsolved. But one thing's for sure, something very strange went down in Enfield.
I wonder, do you think there's anyone there just now?
Yeah, I do.
Who's that?
What?
Who's that, Janet?
Pardon? Stuart. Sam.
Stuart's certain, and he's one of the voices.
Yeah.
Why do you think he comes and speaks through you?
To annoy us.
Does he ever say anything nice?
Well, don't know really.
Shall we try and speak to it now? And see if he'll speak to us.
Yeah.
Is anybody there?
No.
Who's there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Ghost chasers here.
The Enfield Poltergeist was a claim of supernatural activity in 284 Green Street Council's house in Brendown, Enfield, London, England. Between 1977 and 1979, the alleged poltergeist activity was centered on sisters Janet, Aben, and Margaret Hudson, 13. Some of the members of the Society for Psychological Research, such as a paranormal investigator, Maurice Gross, and writer Guy Lyon Playfair, believe that the haunting to be genuine, while others like Anita Gregory and John the Wolf were unconvinced and found evidence that the girls had faked incidents for the benefit of journalists. Members of the Committee of the Science Investigation of Claims of the Paranormal, including stage musicians Melbourne Christopher and Joe Nickel, criticized paranormal investigators for being ridiculous, whilst also identifying elements in the case as being indicative of a hoax. So the story attracted press coverage in the British newspapers, has been mentioned in books, TV, radio, documentaries, and it was dramatized in the 2016 horror film The Conjuring 2.
Is anybody there?
No.
Who's there?
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who?
Ghost chasers here.
I saw the chair slide by itself across the floor, a distance of several feet. I checked the chair for wires, but could find nothing to explain it.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt about it at all. The sheer number of documented incidents in this case is absolutely staggering.
Now let's get in the claims. In August 1977, single mother Penelope called the police to a rental home at 284 Green Street in London, saying she had witnessed furniture moving and that two of her four children that they heard knocking sounds on the walls. The children included Janet, age 11, Margaret, age 13. A police reported witnessing a chair wobble and slide, but could not determine the cause of the movement. Later claims included disemboweled voices, loud noises, thrown toys, and overturned chairs, and children levitating. Over a period of 18 months, more than 30 people, including the Hodgins neighbors, paranormal investigators, and journalists, said that they saw heavy furniture moving on its own accord, objects being thrown across the room, and the sisters seeming to levitate several feet off the ground. Many also heard recorded knocking noises and gruff voice. The story is regularly covered in the Daily Mirror newspaper until reports came to an end in 1979.
Man, you gave me the chills going.
My brother and I were lying in bed in the back bedroom. We was chatting and that like we normally did. And we turned the light out and settled down to go to sleep. And we could hear this shuffling noise near the bedroom door at the bottom of my bed to the chest of drawers. And the chest of drawers started shuffling and it moved towards the door. And me and my brother Johnny were both sat up and we was really frightened. And Mum came in, put the light on, she said, "What's all this noise about?" And we said, Mum, the chest of drawers is moving. And she said it again, she said it shuffling towards the doorway and she pushed it back. And then it it started to shuffle out again, and she couldn't push it back. There was levitation, there was the voices, and then there was like incidents that happened to me that were like the curtain which wrapped itself around my neck, which was quite life-threatening for me. And it brought it home to me that this could kill you. I feel that it became to use me, maybe because it was drawn off of my energy. Maybe. I mean, I often think, why me? To sum it all up, to weigh it up all in one, I was used and abused. When Ed and Lorraine came to the house, to me it felt like some sort of comfort had arrived for the first time. In the respect that they come to try and help us. And it didn't feel like that when anyone else visited. They just seemed to visit to see what was going on and to witness something that was happening. But Ed and Lorraine, you felt warm and comforted, but they were there to try and find out what it was and how they could help you. I know people say, and I don't care what they say, it wasn't them, it was me. I know what happened, and I know it was real. How would they like it if this happened to them and they would be being called a fake or whatever? I don't care what they think. I know what happened and I know it was real. All the people that I've met that are involved with this, the directors, producers, the writers, everyone involved, I value them very much, and I'm very grateful for giving us the chance to tell our true story. This racket started to occur in the back bedroom and some disturbance. And my mum came into the room and she said to my brother and sister, or brothers, Johnny and Janet, pack it up and sleep. We've got to get up in the morning. You stop this nonsense right now. And then she went into the room, and the significant thing that we first found was the chest of drawers near the wall and the door had slid into sort of the doorway. And Mum was scared, and she tried to find an explanation and she couldn't. They said to us all stand in the middle of the living room, like we were previously when this had started. And there was faint knocks and things, and they looked, and there was this baby's chair in the corner, like a high chair that had been dismantled into a small chair. I suppose it had sort of shot forward about a metre in front of them on its own. And she sort of went like that, the policewoman, and she sort of looked in disbelief and was looking to see maybe something was attached to it and one of us might be playing a joke on her of some description, maybe. That's the sort of look she gave. And then she looked at all of us, children and my mum, and looked at us all, and the policeman said, oh, well, look over the place. And he looked, and he said, well, this doesn't look like a criminal matter. Like, we can't really help you. Graham Morris was a newspaper photographer and working for the Daily Mirror, and they sent him along to try and get some footage of what we was having in the home and the experiences of this knocking and things moving about and shuffling about and sliding about and stuff moving, and see if he can get anything on camera. And as he was taking pictures, something lobbed up and hit him on the head, quite at a force, and it was a piece of a Lego brick of a children's toy. It took him back for a few minutes. We was all in a terrible state, very scared and tired of it, and it got worse as the time went on. We got more exhausted with it and tired, and then when we went to school, it actually got out into the neighbourhood that there was something strange going on in our house, and then it became known as the strange happenings in Enfield. We was talking to Lorraine in turn, the family and us children and my mum,
she was feeling the atmosphere of the house. I didn't know what she was or what she was doing, but she was sensing and looking round, and she said to Ed, "Oh, gee, I'm going over here a minute. Here, come and stand here, Ed. Can you sense anything here, any coldness or anything?" She said, "I'm feeling rather cold in this bit." She said, "There's definitely something in this house." And that's the way she talked. And she say to us, "Don't worry," she said, "you're okay." She said, "I'm just seen these things before," she said, "and I can pick up if there's a spirit here or try to find out why the spirit's here." The story has to be told, really, and it's never been told in a film like this before, so we're happy to be able to have moved on from it, but remember everything what happened as best we can to tell the true story.
Okay. So for the Society for Physical Research, members Maurice and Guy Lynn Playfair reported curious whistling and barking noises coming from Janet's general direction. Although Playfair, maintained the paranormal activity was genuine and wrote in his later book, "This house is haunted. The true story of a poltergeist." That was in 1980. That an entity was to blame for the Enfield disturbances. He often doubted the children's veracity, and wondered if they were playing tricks and exaggerating. Still, Gross and Playfair believed that even though some of the alleged poltergeist activity was faked by the girls, other incidents were genuine. Okay, for one, how can you fake levitating?
Right. That's what I want. I was going to say that too. Like,
Yeah,
I
that is
I
have
weird.
mean,
you seen have y'all seen the interviews with the girls, like as adults?
Yes,
yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah,
like, there's no way.
it's
this
crazy.
it is crazy.
If it's something that's not
So,
believable, somebody's gonna twist your, make it out like you're crazy.
yeah,
Like you can't fake that stuff.
I would.
they always tell me I'm
I
crazy,
wish my
so
mic was on because I just had knocking on my wall. As I looked up when you said that, I was like,
Yay,
uh-oh.
EVPs.
All right.
my mic
Well,
my mic
anyways.
wasn't on. I turned my mic off.
Oh, well, I mean, that would have been spooky. Okay. Um so here goes. Other paranormal investigators who visited Enfield House included American demonologist Ed and Lorraine Warren, who were convinced that the events had a supernatural explanation. According to Brian Dunning, the Warrens visit was short. Ed Warren tried to persuade Playfair that money could be made from this case by writing books and selling movies rights, and then the Warrens left. So they weren't even there for that long because, everything Ed and Lorraine, like their movies were all based on true events. I'm not saying the whole movies were, but they were. And this one was like point for point on cue. I loved this one. The Conjuring 2 was my favorite. I could fall asleep to it every night, and I used to. Just an FYI, I am weird, so.
Do you think that there was a part, because I did watch, like, if you go on YouTube and look at Dailywood, there's a guy named Adam, and he showed the whole house from what it looks like today. This was 8 months ago. He posted the video. He passed away a couple months later, from what I read in the comments. But he was saying that in the parents' room, she levitated and she went up the wall and she went on the ceiling. Do you think I think that's Hollywood?
I don't
No,
know.
we're all stunned because I wondered that too.
I mean,
Is it?
We
It
weren't
would
there,
be.
so we.
Yeah, but do you think
and
without?
when you're possessed, you can do a lot of things that you don't think you can do. So I believe in that.
You should have heard the voice. I mean, we'll have, if you haven't seen the clip yet, it is on here. This episode where you can hear the clips from the actual demonic entity that was in one of the girls. But I don't know. I guess that makes sense. You could do all you can if someone else is in your body.
Yeah, because you know how they like, I don't know, disinform. Okay, whatever.
Like,
Anyways,
they're very flexible, but a human actually can be that flexible. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
But to like have your arm like twist all the way around,
People
or
do
like
that. People that are like
in ways that your bones would like break or something. Like
people can do that. That's
you're
the thing.
not rubber. They're weird.
People can dislocate their bones, move it in the craziest ways. I don't think that's
Keyword you just said, dislocated their bones. So that's why. Because if it wasn't dislocated
people are
already,
genuinely can be that flexible. It takes a lot of training, and it's a thing. I don't know, but
okay.
I don't know.
Our thoughts and opinions.
Yeah. So y'all are listening in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that someone that is possessed can climb a wall and go on the ceiling? You know, just
let's move on because Janet, the kid, I forgot which one she was. Wasn't she the youngest one? Janet. Yeah, probably. Janet was detected in trickery. A video camera in an adjoining room caught her bending spoons and attempting to bend an iron bar. Gross had observed Janet banging a broom handle on the ceiling and hiding his tape recorder. According to the Playfair, one of Janet's voices, whom she called Bill, displayed a habit of suddenly changing the topic. It was a habit Janet also had. So when Janet and Margaret admitted pranking to journalists, Gross and Playfair compelled the girls to retract their confessions. The two men were mocked by other researchers for being easily duped. So physical researcher Renee Haynes noted that doubts were raised about the alleged poltergeist voice at the SPR conference at Cambridge in 1978, where video cassettes from Enfield were examined. SPR investigator Anita Gregory stated that Enfield case had been overrated, characterizing several episodes of the girls' behavior as suspicious, and speculated that the girls had staged some incidents for the benefit of journalists seeking a sensational story. John, a former president of the SPR, investigated and suggested Janet was practicing ventriloquism. Both John and Gregory came to the conclusion that Janet and Margaret were playing tricks on the investigators. So, in the first edition of the BBC series Hauntings, broadcast on October 13th, 2024, it was revealed that the unexplained voice of Bill Wilkins was later played on an LBC radio talk show featuring Maurice Grosse. A listener to the show identified the voice as that of his father, William Charles Wilkins, who had lived in that house, had gone blind, had suffered a hemorrhage, and had died in a chair downstairs on June 20th, 1963. I just got chills again. That is just creepy. So, yeah. That's crazy.
That is creepy. That is like beyond creepy. That's weird.
It is.
being able to put a picture to the voice, like who it might have been.
Yeah, but
I don't like.
oh, okay. So in The Conjuring 2, they do have that scene on, I guess, with the newscast. They were on set or something. So a lot of this is coming back to me because
And
the con
the little
that was my favorite.
the little girl might have been doing trickery, but it was no way she could move that fridge. Remember back in the 60s and 50s and fridges and 70s were heavy and big.
Heavy as
So they
yes, they
debunked some
were.
stuff, but some stuff was undebunked. Like they couldn't debunk it all because that fridge could not. She couldn't move that fridge.
No.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, "There's no way." If I don't know if y'all watch Laura. She used to do those videos online. She's an actress. She used to do these videos where, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, she's married. She's divorced. She has 2 kids. One is special needs, or like he's autistic. Anyways, she had this. What was it like last week? Where the fridge fell on top of her, and she was home by herself with the kids. And that was a freaking huge fridge. I don't know why I was thinking about that, but I'm
Yeah.
like, where it's falling on
This
top.
fridge like kept moving. Like they caught it and they were trying to say she did it with trickery, but how is she going to inch that fridge up? It didn't fall completely, but the fridge moved up by itself. Like little incidents like that, they couldn't debunk. Some stuff they could, some stuff
Yeah,
they couldn't.
I mean, they have like the videos and stuff where they were like meeting with the police, and the police were like, "There's nothing we can do about this. You gotta call somebody else." And they have actual footage, so I don't think they were lying. And everybody just tried to come in here and debunk them. Make them look.
Well, because they're kids
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't believe what kids actually say, even though, like, most of the time, kids that age and stuff, I don't think they lie. But on certain
Yeah.
things, because kids do lie because they learn at a young age from their parents or people at school or whatever. But when things like that happen, I don't think they're lying about it.
No, I mean, even with my kids, if they seen something, I was never going to tell them that what they didn't see was real. That's what I was told my whole life. But um, yeah, I mean, especially with things that are that
Yeah, or it's a
dramatic.
bad
They
dream.
actually, in real life, this all started too when after the mom was in the girl's room and the dresser had moved by itself, and she couldn't explain that they didn't even sleep in the house that night. So obviously, I feel like the mom was like, "I know because I seen it." So I don't think they were lying at
Do
all.
you want me to touch up? Do you want me to brief or read over the Milburn Christopher?
That's up to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because that one was pretty cool too, because I forgot about him. Milburn Christopher, an American stage magician, briefly investigated the Enfield occurrences and failed to observe anything that could be called paranormal. He was dismayed by what he felt was suspicious activity on the part of Janet, later concluding that the poltergeist was nothing more than the antics of a little girl who wanted to cause trouble and who was very, very clever. Ventriloquist Ray Allen visited the house and concluded that Janet's male voices were simply vocal tricks.
I
Yeah.
read that part. I'm like, that's why I kept
Yeah.
saying like,
No.
don't. I think that's, but they do that in a courtroom too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will pick and pull apart every single little thing. So if
Yeah.
Well,
someone
that's
doesn't believe
different.
in something, you know, could be
The
like
courtroom
paranormal,
is
and they'll
different.
come up
I
with, yeah. I mean, someone that doesn't believe in anything like this, they're going to pick it apart to find some logical reason for why this is happening. But sometimes there's no logical reason. Sometimes it is
Yeah.
something to see.
And I agree, but I also think that we do need those people to pick apart and do that just
Yeah.
so you can be like, okay, this is real. Like, okay, like we already went all these extra steps just to question it and try to come up with different scenarios
Reason.
as to what could have happened. But in all conclusion, we can't. So, I mean, you got to have
Some
those
things
people
just
too.
happen. You know, that's all I'm saying. Some things just happen and you just can't explain them. And there's no way to pick apart, or just call somebody a liar. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes things are just the way they are. There's no
They are.
explanation.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes life so magical too sometimes, is them little things that we cannot explain.
And that's why I always it's fascinating with these poltergeists cuz like I don't know how to explain it. It's just fascinating.
It is.
And I mean, have y'all seen the Poltergeist, that old movie, The Poltergeist?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Yes.
was amazing. That was one of like top tier. That was a good movie. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch it.
And the Exorcism, the Exorcist movies, I'm a
Yes.
fan of all of them.
Oh yeah, same. And like I fall asleep. I used to fall
I
asleep
used
dead on.
Yeah, there is one Exorcist
Yeah.
movie that still gets to me to this day, and it's
Which
the one that he's walking behind him with the hedge clippers, and that scene gets to me to this day. I'm like, I get creeped out by it, and I watch all kinds of messed up stuff. For that to creep me out, it got to me when I was a kid.
yeah, when something creeps Carly out,
Yeah.
always
Well,
she
think about that. Somebody walk behind you with hedge
Want to go
clippers. Come on.
forward. I'm like, Karli's scared? What the hell? I want to go
Yeah, that's telling
investigate
you something.
this.
Okay, we're
And
following Carly because
I'm like, let's
something
go back
something's
to where
freaking
she
her out.
was. I want to see what's freaking her out and why. Maybe I'll go beat up the bad guy or something.
Yeah, see, but that's you because if something freaks out Carly, I'm going with her. Like, like
Yeah.
she freaked out, we're jetting. Like
Well,
if she
I
stays, I'll
want to
stay.
know the reason. I want to know the reason. I mean, this
Okay,
girl,
you can
she'll
go
pick
find
things.
out the reason.
No, listen. This girl will go anywhere and pick up something that is completely
Yeah, I
haunted
do.
and crazy. And then for her to be
I bring it
scared of
home.
something, wait, hold on. What is she scared of? What is it that makes this girl tick? Okay, I'm
I
gonna go
gotta bring
find
my
out.
I gotta bring my friends home. Like, seriously. Like, they get
Like
me out
the only
wondering.
the only thing that I think semi freaks her out, but it's not like a full freak her out. I think dolls just freak her
Dolls,
out just a little bit.
a little bit.
A
Dolls are
lot.
And I'm like,
creepy.
and I love dolls, so I'm like, let's go.
We know you do.
You do.
They're all put away. Oh,
Good,
sad.
yeah. You ain't taking them on a trip either. I'm just saying.
No.
I'll pull them out when I'm good and ready. Maybe one at a time.
No. I will
Maybe I'll
burn
put
them.
little objects in their hands.
Me and Tiffany be having a bonfire that night.
And throw in some holy water on them bitches too, because I ain't playing with that. Well, I'm gonna burn that bitch. We're gonna throw some holy water on you and we're gonna pray. Cause
What? One day we're gonna be rich and famous, and people are gonna want these dolls because they're gonna really think that they're haunted. And if
Probably are.
I'll probably have lived my full life by the time if I ever see someone like using it. I don't know. I don't know. My mind's 100 miles an hour. Just shut up. Wild. Anyways, but I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. It's been a really good one. It's very interesting. Definitely check out the movies and the videos if you can. And stay tuned for the last video, and y'all have a good night. Oh, and also, don't forget to get your hands full bras right here in the comments section. Okay. Okay, love you.
Blessed be.
Bye.
Don't be a handful. Get your bras. Bye.
Oh, you think you got away? Static in the hallway air, fingerprints on every prayer. You locked the